Hi, this is Cousin Russ. In a continuing series on genealogy do-over, I'm going to share with you my best practices or how I have set up my best practices for using Evernote to do so. And the best practices is really how I use Family Tree Maker. So we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to the web version, web view. This is brand new as I was getting ready to do this presentation. I was offered the opportunity to use the online version, and it's in beta, but it works the same way in the PC version that I have, and it is an online service in that I can access it from any place. I do most of the work from my computer. But moving right along, we have a number of options. I'm not going to go into how to use Evernote. There's plenty of material on how to do that. What I have is a notebook called Guide to My Family Tree, my family file. And in the right-hand column, you'll see a table of contents. Now, Family Tree Maker, for me, works best for me because of the workspaces. And I've talked about workspaces on the blog, and so I won't go into that, but there's some information that I have in here about the workspaces. I'm just going to click on workspaces, and it's going to take me to a note that's down here called Workspaces. And this is just some notes that I have about the various workspaces. For an example, the plan workspace just says the task list will provide me, if I want more information on the planned workspace, it will be in the planned text. The people workspace, the family view, the people workspace, the person view gives me more information. For an example, all birth, marriage, and death dates will be shown as about dates when only the year is given or age is given. So all of my birth, marriage, and death dates will not have a standalone year. It will be prefixed by about. That means I need to find the more accurate date, because we know that when you see a date, an age in a document, it's going to be off. Almost guarantee that. Little things like evaluation must be used when there is conflicting information. I don't delete anything that was wrong. I will just document the conflict. But this is just a bunch of details for me on what happens in the people workspace, the place workspace, for an example. I use the place name authority, which is a feature within Family Tree Maker. The place name authority is based on Microsoft Bing Maps. I will use that as much as possible. Any historical place names will not be resolved, because I will have a lot of historical place names that cannot be resolved based on today's maps. So that's a note from me to remind me that I want to have some places in the place workspace that will not be resolved. The media workspace, the details on how I'm going to deal with that is going to be in the media workspace tab, but because depends on what kind of media it is, I'll handle it differently. So the details will be there, but it's just a reminder that, for an example, in the media workspace, details in the documentation will be covered in the source workspace on any of the documentation that I find. A reminder that media files can be linked either to citation images or to people. Sources workspace, published workspace. There's not a lot of detail here, but if I go back up to the table of contents, I will then be able to go to the people workspace as an example. And this is my how I use the people workspace. So that's the workspace piece of this best practices. And I go down some more and details on media. I'll just bring that one up. This is the media workspace. And in the media workspace, you have the capability of having different categories. This is how I'm using it. You'll see that there's some that are blank because I haven't done I don't have any audio files, but I have a standard set of pieces of information that I'm going to put in. If I go down here for birth date, if I have a birthday image, it will be prefixed by the word birthday, and I may change that during this redo process. It'll also tell me what the caption will be. Well, if you're not a Family Tree Maker user, this may not make any sense to you, but these are items within Family Tree Maker. So each of these categories for images will have some information, basic information. And I'm going to get down to the bottom where I get the link back up to the table of contents. And we'll go there. And I've got this into some of the source information in the sources workspace. For an example, if I want to pull up a source template, I may need to know what the keyword search is. Now I've started to create a template of keywords. There's the document type, naturalization index. I know that if I pull up the keyword to select a template, I would type in NAR. And if I forget, because I'll forget what the keyword source is, the keyword that I use to get the source template, I have it right here in this table, and it's available again in Evernote. And earlier video, I showed that I had Evernote on one screen and Family Tree Maker on the other. Let's get down a little bit further. Now you get down into the certain records that I have in the file. And for an example, let's see what I might find. Oh, what if I get information from Facebook? So I have instructions on how I'm going to handle information that I get from Facebook. And it just tells me that I'm going to pull information from Facebook. I'm going to put it into a template, which is available in Family Tree Maker. And these are just some notes on how to do that. That was probably a bad example, only because it's not very complicated. How about a Social Security death index record from Ancestry.com? Now we get into more detail. Here's the information that I expect to expect to pull in from Ancestry when it's a Social Security death index. In the people workspace, these are the facts that I'm going to collect. If I don't have a Social Security number, for an example, Ancestry.com does not provide us with a Social Security number until the person has been deceased for 10 years, so I won't get one. How do I know that? And when I enter it in the Family Tree Maker, I won't see one, but I will type this text into the Social Security Death Index fact. State of issue and date. That's important because that when that Social Security card was issued, it will tell me the year and the state. It's not a lot of detail, but it'll give me a hint of where to look for that person around that date. and how I handle my research log. If I have a hint that points me to a Social Security Death Index record, here is how I'm going to, this is what I'm going to put into my research log for that person. And it gives me all the other information I need in each of the workspaces on how I'm going to handle that. So now this right now, if I look over here, just above where this green box is, you see that I have 100, you probably can't see it, it's faded, but I've got 130 of these notes for how to handle the various pieces of information in my file using Family Tree Maker. Not everything is from Ancestry.com. Some of it are from other websites. And when I do from other websites, I will have another note. So I don't have to remember. Now, this 130 notes are not carved in stone, because every time I go back and revisit a record, I may change, I may update it, but it's easy, it's right here. All I have to do is look at it and change. And how I create it, oh, then one more thing. What I have done is created some templates for each new note that I want to create. I have a template, and I just highlight, copy and paste from this notebook chapter layout and paste it into a new note. So I know what's going to be there. All I need to do is fill in the blanks. And again, I do, as I have been going through this cleanup process, do-over process, I have in fact updated quite a number of my pages because I may have missed something. I want to be consistent, but this is how I am consistent on how I manage my file. I can't remember all this stuff. So I put it in Evernote, and it's right in front of me on my second screen. So with that, I will end this video on how I use Evernote to manage my research. And thank you. Have a great day.